Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the post-match press conference. We're starting with Team Argentina. Here, head coach Carlos Borrello. You already know what we always ask ahead of the press conferences. Please wait for the microphones and also let us know in what language you're speaking because that is very helpful for the translators. So let's open the floor to questions. Yes, please.
Carlos, buenas tardes. Guillermo Smith.
Carlos,
voy a preguntar en
good
español. Primero,
I'm going to speak in
felicitaciones.
Spanish. Firstly,
Estaba
congratulations.
pensando en el título para el artículo mañana en el diario.
I was thinking about
si me
my
tengo que
headline
atener a la
for the
rigurosidad
article tomorrow in
periodística,
El
debería decir cerca
Diario.
de la hazaña, la selección.
And
Lo concreto es que
it's a
nosotros
tough one.
sentimos que es prácticamente una
We
hazaña. Lo que quiero
really
preguntar
felt
puntualmente es
that this
cómo lo
was
sienten
a
ustedes,
very
cómo lo
strong
viven, teniendo en
evening, so I
cuenta
wondered how
lo que
you were
sucedió, lo que todos
feeling,
vimos,
given everything that
esta
happened, we all
incertidumbre de tener que
saw
ahora sí
it,
depender de
as
otros
well as
resultados.
the uncertainty that you're living with given the other pending results.
Nosotros
Yes,
veníamos a
well,
ganar el partido.
we came here to win.
Circunstancia del juego, algún error, alguna distracción.
In the game, there were some errors, some distractions, and so the game started the way it did for Scotland. But then after the changes, the things changed. We changed the swing of things. And it's unbelievable what can happen in 5 minutes, no? The other team looked like they were about to score a fourth goal. I don't know. But then things unfolded a different way with the girls and their attitude and their play, and then it became a totally different game. As we saw, very different to what happened with England and Japan. Now we just have to wait. It's not wonderful, but we do have a chance. It depends on the other results now.
Question in the back there, please. The lady in the back.
Bonjour, une question en français.
Yes, hello. This is a question in French.
Coach, j'aimerais savoir un peu comment vous avez fait
Coach,
pour
I'd like to
dire à vos
know
joueuses d'aller chercher ce
how
résultat.
did you manage to get your players to go and get this result? How can you explain this this comeback?
Bueno, creo que
Well,
los cambios con jugadoras frescas.
I think that the changing and getting fresh players on the pitch. I mean, we have a range of 23 players. They were all ready to go on. It was about finding the right combination, the right positions. And I mean,
me quedo con un sabor amargo realmente.
It's difficult, really. I mean, I'm left with a bit of a bitter taste in my mouth because I think that if we'd just given that little bit more, we could have won.
Es el fútbol así, ¿no?
But that's football, isn't it?
Right here, please.
Hola Carlos, Pablo Melián, AFP en español.
Hi Carlos, I'm speaking in Spanish. I wanted to ask you about Dalila Hipólito. She's 17, she's gone through a lot of training and she what can you tell me about her and given her past and everything? She plays with a lot of character.
Tener en planteles jugadoras de la misma edad, jugar con chicas de 20, 30
It's interesting to have girls who's so young and playing with girls who are 20 or 30. So it's pretty normal that you see a difference there. She comes from just different backgrounds, but she's from she's come from training in Buenos Aires. But it's not because of her age that she's not going to play. Everybody who's on the team is fit to play. And unfortunately, we can only have 3 changes, 3 substitutes and no more. But she's ready to play.
Hola, buenas tardes. Nicolás Balado para el femenino. Voy a
Yes,
preguntar
hello,
en
I'm
español.
Nicola for El Femenino.
Carlos,
I'm going to
es
speak in
un
Spanish.
sabor agridulce el de este partido porque
Carlos,
la
as you
última media
said,
hora
it was a
fue
bit of a
extraordinaria y
bittersweet
los
game.
primeros
The
60
last half hour
minutos
was truly
decías vos
extraordinary,
que
but the
hubo
first
errores defensivos.
60 were
¿Qué
difficult. There were
sentís que
errors
esta
in terms of
Argentina le deja
defense.
a los que vieron este
How
partido
do
y vieron
you
jugar a la
feel
selección
with
femenina
Argentina
por
coming out
primera
of this
vez
game?
durante este
How do
mundial?
you
Muchas gracias.
feel in terms of the
Yo
women's team playing for the
creo que
first
le
time in
deja
this World Cup?
una
I
luz de
think
esperanza.
that there is
Vos
some
pensás
light at the
que
end of the
Argentina ha
tunnel.
jugado distinto a los dos primeros
We
partidos.
did play a different
Tiene
type of game compared to the first few matches,
importantes,
and we have strong
y me
players.
alegra mucho que las que hayan entrado son de corta edad, porque
It's a
Dalila tiene
shame.
17 y Mini Menéndez tiene 22
Some of them are
años.
very young, you know.
Así que a mí me
We
gusta
have a girl who's
mucho
17, a girl who's
que haya
22, and
frescura del equipo, que haya
so actually we've got a new, fresh team.
selección. Así que en
Maybe
esas
that's
dos
what the
jugadoras
team
lo tenemos
needs.
asegurado.
And
El sabor agridulce, claro que sí.
then, yes, it is
Porque
bittersweet.
podíamos, la única llegada de Escocia al primer tiempo nos hicieron el gol. Nosotros tuvimos una
In the first half, there was just that one goal from Scotland, and then it all changed. But that's football. I am very happy with respect to how things went, to how the game unfolded, to what the girls gave.
Sacar 2 puntos en un mundial.
Now it depends. It's great to get those points in a World Cup.
Y me parece bastante positivo.
We've still got some work to do, but things seem positive to me.
Next question, right here.
In English, Tim Gurney, Tribal Football. Coach, why did you take Estefania and Soleil out in the middle part of the second half? What was your thoughts at that point?
Necesitaba ser mucho más vertical, más agresivo.
I had to have the teams play in a way that was much more vertical, much more aggressive, and that's why I wanted another forward out there, so as to have more of an offensive approach. And as I said beforehand,
60 minutos y consideré
we're
que
talking about
daba el cambio
things that happened as of 70 minutes on, so I just thought we really needed to get a change in terms of the players that were coming on to sort of turn around the result. We didn't quite manage it, but we came very close.
Carlos, ¿qué tal? Ayelen Pujol.
Carlos, how are you doing? Ayelen Pujol. I'm going to ask my question in Spanish.
So,
what feeling do you leave this place with, or do you leave this match with? What happened at the end? There was 4 minutes left at the end where you're thinking what was going to happen in terms of the controversial moment there, 4 minutes towards the end. Are you going to talk to the referee, see if anything can be done? Well, experience has taught me, in answer to your question, that there's no point in protesting or disputing anything, to be honest. I know that there were 4 minutes left, but I just have learned that when a referee makes basically a decision, there's no point in arguing. It's true that there should have been another 4 to 5 minutes left over, because there was basically some time left over because of the time that was wasted with the penalty. So what would actually come about as a result of me doing that? I would present like my complaint and we'd get to play the last 4 or 5 minutes again. I don't think so. Basically, the referees, like, they're the ones that are basically in charge and just have to do whatever they decide on the pitch.
Translation. Translation is done. Okay.
So, question in English. What do you feel you need to develop in this team for the coming years?
Absolutamente todo.
Well, absolutely everything. I've already commented on this, we've come from 2 years of basically being at a standstill, and so we basically need a lot more international matches, a lot more development for our players, a lot more training for them as well, and there's so many things that we have to work on. Nevertheless, this has been a really, really significant boost in terms of starting out along that path. in terms of being able to play FIFA events like this, that the first team is not basically set back by this, and that we're able to basically work on playing for those matches, the yearly ones, internationals, and so our players can start to develop and flourish. And I think that what's logical as well, and I also made reference to this beforehand, is that in Argentina we really have to develop players at a young age for the future, because we have to be able to replenish the different categories, the sub-20s and so on, until they get to the first team. Good evening, Carlos. I'm Noria Roman para question in Spanish. Apart from the fact, or independent of the fact that if you get into the round of 16 or not, do you think, will you have ticked the boxes in terms of what you wanted to accomplish? Look, in football, and I always say this, you have to go step by step. We basically come from a situation where people had asked me, what are my expectations of the 3 matches? I said, look, first we're going to take the Japan one, and then we're going to take the England one, and then the Scotland one. And so obviously you do go through different phases, and you hope that someone up above is looking down on you, little right? And so you're always going for that extra bit more. Obviously it's human nature, right? You want that little bit more when things are going your way, and that's logical. So obviously what's in store for us now, basically we need to be really patient and wait for tomorrow and find out what ends up happening with the results and how everything pans out. But if you're asking me if I'm satisfied with what we've done so far, well, yes, I am.
Carlos, buenas noches. Voy a preguntar en
Carlos,
español.
good evening. I'm going to ask my
¿Sentís
question in
que
Spanish
el
as
mundo
well?
mira a Argentina de otra
Do
manera
you
a partir
feel
de la
that the world
performance que
is
tuvieron en
looking
este
upon
mundial?
the Argentinian team in a different way now, based on their performance in this World Cup? Thanks for your question. Yes, I do think so. I really do, because there's been many years where Argentina wasn't even participating in these events. We weren't even on the FIFA map, practically, so to speak. So being able to have made that comeback in such a relatively short space of time, I do think that yes, if we're able to continue achieving what we've done and carry on with the good work, I think that really in the next World Cup we can have other types of expectations, and I think that I've answered your question.
One more question? Anyone? So thank you very much. Muchas gracias, Carlos Borrello.
welcome to the post-match press conference for Team Scotland. We're first going to start with just 3 questions for Erin Cathbert, who's been voted Player of the Match presented by Visa and voted by the fans on FIFA.com. So if we have questions for Erin, please do raise your hand. One at the back, please.
Erin, Maria Mailleux from Belgium. You are voted Player of the Match, but how is your feeling after such an evening where the VAR decided the game?
The Player of the Match is absolutely no consolation to how I'm feeling right now. I'm absolutely gutted for the team. We've put so much into the game and we've gave her everything, and you know what, we hold our heads high because we've done ourselves proud, and you know, I hope everyone back home is feeling inspired by our performance, and hopefully we get young girls inspired into football.
Next question for Erin. Do we have no more questions for Erin? All right, one here at the front.
Chris McLaughlin from the BBC. Erin, there is obviously disappointment at the decisions or some of the decisions that went against the side, but should you at 3-0 up have had enough to see the game out?
Yeah, I think you're probably right. We should have kind of put the game to bed, but I think even if we win the game, we didn't know if we were going to qualify, so goal difference was always a factor in our performance, and we were always still trying to score goals and we're on top of the game. But these things happen, it's football, and it gives you some incredible highs but also some devastating lows, and we've shown that tonight.
All right, thank you very much, Erin.
Thank you.
And congratulations again. So we're going to continue with head coach Shelley Kerr. Questions for Shelley, please. Here at the front.
Shelley, obviously a bitterly disappointing night for you and the players. Can you do your best to sum up your emotions and your thoughts on the performance?
It's quite hard right now. Obviously, we're 3-0 up and looking really comfortable in the game, and obviously stating the obvious, but the first goal changes everything. It changes the whole complexion. It's a free kick in the build-up to it. And, you know, we should defend better. You have to manage the game when you're 3-0 up, and it's something that we need to look at. I would agree with Erin. I think we gave it our all. For 70 minutes of the game, we were very good. And we didn't manage to see the game out, but we, at this moment in time, feel really hard done by.
Next question, please. There at the back.
Thank you. Shelley, do you feel let down by the officials? Because obviously that game descended into pretty much chaos in the last few minutes, and that's obviously just discounting the goals. That's obviously with all the challenges flying in and everything like that.
It's very difficult to comment right now, but I think there were certainly a few decisions, again, that didn't go our way. This is a World Cup, and you need the officials to make the right calls, and I think there was a few that went against us. And yeah, it's really bitterly disappointing. And seeing that, we should still manage the game. We'll not take away that fact, but yeah, bitterly disappointing.
Here at the front, please.
Shelley, while I think we can understand differences of opinion on refereeing calls, there is no wiggle room when it says 4 minutes minimum of extra time. When the referee blew the whistle, what was going through your mind that she originally was trying to do?
I can't answer that question right now. I know that all the questions here are going to be about VAR and officiating. I can't answer that question.
Will you be having a word with the SFA to take this a bit further to get those answers?
I haven't thought about that right now. My emotions, I need to try and spend a bit of time with the players, because, you know, we're all devastated that we put so much into this game. As Erin said earlier, we knew it would come down to goals. We wanted to score goals. And unfortunately for us, you know, we conceded 3 as well. So it's very tough right now. It's still very raw, and my job right now is to make sure that the players are all right and we pick them up, because they've put everything into that game tonight.
Question here at the front, gentleman with the blue T-shirt.
Question in English. I felt like you answered this already, but did anyone in the team, players or coaches, get any answer from the referee about the additional time being quite short?
No answers.
Right next to him. Thank you.
Shelley, can I ask what it was about the decisions that you disagreed with? Did you think that it wasn't a penalty, and do you think that Lee's save should have been allowed to stand?
I've watched the penalty back 5 or 6 times, and for me, it's still no conclusive. So that's quite tough. I haven't seen Lee's save, so I haven't seen that footage as yet. All I've seen is the penalty. But on the lead up to that, we're making a double substitution, and the ball is played. There's so many examples, but I don't want to go into it right now.
Sorry, you have to wait for the microphone. Just 1 second.
Sorry, Shelley, because it seemed to us that Fiona Brown wasn't really on the pitch when the kick was taken.
We're a player down.
The lady at the back. 4th row. Thank you.
What did you say to your team at half-time? Because obviously they were really going for it, probably very conscious of the goal difference that could have proved so important come tomorrow. So did you tell them to just keep going at it to get as many as they could? Because they did leave themselves exposed, I guess.
No, we knew even before the game that transitional moments, we needed to be mindful, because Argentina have got some quality players. So we spoke about that at half-time, about staying focused, especially in those moments. We did want to start the second half, sprightly and quickly, and put them under pressure, which we've done early in the second half. And as I say, for 70 minutes, we've done extremely well. So. Yeah, we need to dissect things, and it's a harsh lesson for us as well to be better at managing the game.
There at the back, please.
Good evening. My question will be in English. When we look back at the 3 games, we saw that we can see that Scotland is a team that is willing to play, not lock the games up, like, for example, Argentina. So that is the qualities that help you to score those 3 goals. But is it maybe the reason that helped Argentina to score their three goals, that your qualities help them also to come back in this game? So what are your thoughts about that? Thank you.
Yeah, perhaps. I think when you're set up a team to try and play an expansive type of football, you always leave yourself open to be exposed at times. But at this level, we need to be solid defensively as well. And as I say, for most part of the game we were. I think it's really, really unfortunate that, and I'm repeating this again, the first goal was a free kick, and that changes everything in a game of this magnitude. If we get awarded a free kick, then we're looking at a different scenario. But yeah, at the top level, we need to make sure that we learn from this and we manage the game better.
Here at the front.
Shelley, do you think that FIFA have to have a look at the quality of referees at this tournament?
Yes. It's a simple answer, yeah.
We have a question in the back. The gentleman with the red T-shirt. Thank you.
Also, does FIFA have to... the VAR was included for this tournament. We have seen a lot of mistakes, mostly in advantage of the big teams. Tonight, another one. Do you think that the VAR, normally it ends the 7th of July, the VAR for women's soccer? Do you think it should ever continue after all the mistakes that has happened?
I said at the start of the tournament, if it helps come to the right decisions, then I'm in favour of it. But I can't make any further comment on that. I said it tonight that we feel hard done by, and I think that's the 3 games that we've played in the group stages that VAR has been used. And I don't like to use the word unlucky, but I think Scotland's been very unlucky in this tournament.
Do we have any more questions? Here at the front.
In English. Hi, Shelley. When I spoke to you at the start of last year, I think it was, and you said you wanted Scotland to be more attacking. And maybe you've had a couple of tough games. Team ranked 3rd in the world, team ranked 7th in the world. We didn't really get to see that. But there was a time in that second half before things went downhill, shall we say. That was an expansive, that was an attacking Scotland. Do you think, and I know it's obviously quite tough to talk about it because of everything that happened afterwards, is that the Scotland that people at home are going to watch and they're going to say, yes, that's Shelley Kerr Scotland, that's Scotland, that's what we're capable of?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is our first World Cup, and you know we've scored 5 goals. We've ran both England and Japan right to the very end. We finished strongly in the games, the first 2 games. And when myself and the support staff came in, we did want to try and change our mentality and play in an expansive way. And it's still a learning process for our team at this moment in time. But I think a huge thing is that for Scottish women's football that we want to inspire and hopefully, you know, the supporters are not too disappointed because I think the players have given absolutely everything. And we'll continue to develop our blueprint in Scotland in the way that we play. Right now, as I say, we're really disappointed, and we need to dissect things from the World Cup and try and move forward and learn from it, because every challenging moment in sport, you have to learn from it, and that's certainly what we'll do.
All right. We're going to take 2 more questions. One here at the front.
In English. Shelley, I had friends messaging me during the game, never watched a game of women's football, complimenting your team, complimenting Erin Cuthbert. Difficult to answer now, I know, but moving forward, what does this World Cup experience, do you think, how does it affect Scottish women's football moving forward and the impact that it might have on your country?
Well, I think it'll be a huge positive, because over the 3 games, I think that they've shown a system, a style that's quite exciting. And I think the biggest thing is to inspire young girls to take up football. We've got a duty to do that as a national team. We've got a duty to generate more support and more resource. And the build-up to us achieving, getting to the World Cup, it's been fantastic. We had a record crowd in Scotland that I never thought I would see in my lifetime, 18,500. So these are the positive things. And certainly, maybe right now I can't see that, but given what's happened tonight. But I certainly think that in the coming days and the coming weeks, that I think Scotland will be proud of the players' achievements. You know, albeit we haven't got out the group stages, that was our target. And personally, I'm disappointed that we haven't achieved that. But we have to look at the positives and hopefully in the future that we get the resource and the support that the players deserve. It's still an evolving game in our country. Most of the players play out with. And it's important that we leave a legacy after this and grow the game in Scotland.
All right. If we don't have any more questions, then that's the end of the press conference. Thank you very much, Shelley. Thank you for attending.